Hello from the Arlington Woods community. I'm Charlie Cenac. Well, it has been over 98 hours since the tornado first touched down here in this community, destroying homes and basically everything that was in its path. They still don't know how long it will take to rebuild, yet one thing's for sure, this community will never look the same again. Many of its historic trees are down. This community is known for its trees. They're over 120 years old. They were originally from a farm that was here in the community. Then after they built this up to a housing community, they kept the trees here, and it's been really a staple and also a selling feature here in the community. Some parts of this community are still without power. We were just talking to Kelly Ross from Ross's Independent. She said that she's hopeful. She lives here in the area, and she said she's hopeful that she'll have her power back on hopefully by later tonight. Hydro crews are working around the clock to do that. They're up just the road here, and just off to the side they're still repairing down hydro poles, and at the same time, as I'm sure you can hear from the chainsaws behind me, they're still cutting up pieces of trees. They're still cutting down trees. Many of these trees toppled onto homes. We know that 100 to 150 of the homes here in this community could potentially have to be demolished and rebuilt just because they got so much severe and extensive damage in this storm. So here are the details we know about this storm. It was one of 6 tornadoes to hit the capital. It was an F2 tornado as well. It traveled down like many of the tornadoes here in this area. This is just one of many areas of this city that have been impacted. It is one of the worst. Craig Henry also got hit very badly. There are roofs blown off there, trees down as well. People left scrambling, not sure where to go. That's also an area where a lot of college students from Algonquin College live. They still don't know where they're going to go or what the next steps are for them. A lot of them, you know, they're staying with friends or family if they have them. Some of them are staying in shelters, but long term they still don't know what they're going to do. Also, the Colonnade area got hit very hard. The mini putting golf course there on the corner of Colonnade and Maryville is completely destroyed. It's almost as if the weather picked it up and threw it onto Colonnade Road. Pieces of it are everywhere. There are doors, pieces of wood, roofs, and basically everything from this golf course. A lot of the trees are also down. The owner says he most likely won't be able to rebuild before the winter season, so that probably won't be up and running again until next year. Also, in the Craig Henry area, or just off to the side of Craig Henry on Woodruff, there's a Tim Hortons. That Tim Hortons completely destroyed as well. I was talking to one of the workers there yesterday who told me that they really don't think they're going to be able to rebuild. They think they're going to have to tear it down and build again. They are okay with that because they say that will mean that they can add a drive-through to it. He said that currently if you're standing inside and you look up, all what you can essentially see is debris, and he said you can actually see the sky from above as well. That's how bad of damage it has. Parts of the roof were scattered all across the parking lot when we were there yesterday. That's also an area that had a lot of downed hydro poles. It's also near the Maryville Hydro Station, which sustained the most damage. It's operated by Hydro One. It was completely destroyed. Councillor Jan Harder told me it was as if a bomb went off at the station. It took them a long time to get it back up and running. It's still not fully functional. They've had to deroute some of the power sources to get people their power as quickly as possible. So there was a lot of damage there. Hydro Ottawa crews were sent there to work with Hydro One because until that station was up and running, essentially no one would be able to get their power back. So these tornadoes cause a lot of damage here in Ottawa. It's not the first time we have had tornadoes, but I definitely think it is definitely the worst tornadoes to ever hit this area, especially in September. That's not often the time when you would see this happen. So now really it's just a waiting game to see what will happen next. Charlie Cenac, TWIN News, Ottawa.